Welcome to Watching Movies with Samantha and Kenny. I am your Kenny. Today we'll be watching Inside Man from 2006, starring Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, and Jodie Foster, among many others. This is another entry in the one of my favorite movies of all time category, as well as an entry in the cozy movie that I could watch literally any time category. It is a hidden gem that most people I've met haven't watched, but it is amazing. It is a bank heist thriller, but all is not what it seems. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. If you haven't heard a review of it, listen to the previous episode. But if you're ready, the movie starts in 3, 2, 1.
Sing along. Why do you think they chose this music
I don't know.
for the beginning?
I don't know. It's a very interesting choice. Definitely the first interesting choice of the movie. Everyone I've watched it with, too, it's become somewhat of a meme. I first watched this in high school. So it's funny. Welcome to Watching Movies, by the way. I'm Kenny.
I'm Samantha.
No April today, because she's recovering from an international gallivant.
Big trip.
Yeah. I first watched this in high school. Got dragged to the movie theaters by my friends who like to go and not knowing what we're going to watch. I hate that.
Me too.
Watched a lot of bad movies this way. This is a good movie that I wound up seeing that I probably wouldn't have otherwise.
Mm-hmm. I was just talking about this movie with a coworker who was talking about how much she loves Denzel Washington. And I was like, have you seen Inside Man? She was like, yes, a long time ago. I think also when she was in high school. She said her husband really likes this movie.
This is a great movie that very few people have seen.
I was going to say.
I'd never heard of it.
I
remember recommending it to you, and you being like, what is this?
Right.
We'll have to investigate this for the discussion, but I don't know how this movie did.
No clue. I watched it years after it came out, so.
It's a banger.
Love it. Feel like I'm in the clip.
So, I always recommend to people to watch the movie yourself for watching the commentary track. You do what you want.
Right.
But this movie, I don't know. What is so good about this movie?
I think there's so many, moving parts, like with the prisoner or the hostage interviews throughout the movie, where it's like...
It's got the little Tarantino
why are they,
non-linear thing.
So hostile to the hostages, and then it becomes clear later.
Right.
I like that. Kind of out of order.
This movie also just has a bonkers cast.
Yeah.
Even more so, Chiwetel Ejiofor. He wasn't super on my radar at the time. I liked him in this, but I didn't know who he was.
Right.
I was like, of course he's great.
I also feel like there's a point where you feel like the movie is over, and then it keeps going, too. Yeah. You know?
Spoilers.
You gotta love a good bank robbery movie.
So that's something that will definitely come up in our discussions as well. But, I love a good heist movie, and they just don't make them anymore. No one knows how to make a heist or a caper anymore.
No swashbucklers, no heists.
These are, dead archetypes.
Yeah.
Before this, it's Ocean's 11 was a good caper heist movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, nothing after that. Then you get Inside Man, which nobody's seen.
It's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
And you're hoping that Denzel gets to be a detective,
Yep. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but that's perfectly fine. Why did they choose this music?
I know. It does not fit with the movie.
But that's okay. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. Just a very quirky choice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little clue there. Did you see that?
What?
Their fake painting company says, "We never leave until the job is done," which is a little hint about what's going to happen at the end of the movie. I love the title Inside Man because there's so many like meanings to that
ways
in
you
this
can
movie.
interpret. Yeah.
I love, this is great. Like, we get our first taste of all these different characters that we're going to be seeing throughout the movie. These hostages, soon to be hostages.
You already know who you hate.
Yeah.
She's going to be fucking annoying when she's a hostage.
These kids with their Game Boys. I think that's a PlayStation Portable.
Whatever you say.
Like this movie too, I mean, it's a Spike Lee joint, so race is definitely a relevant topic in the movie that it wants to tackle. At the same time, it's like, it feels almost like a Star Trek vision where it's just like everybody's basically getting along.
Right. This bitch. She's the worst.
Well, she's getting leered at, so.
Well, she's being rude in the bank, talking as loudly as she can on her phone. I would have turned around too. Been like, really?
Is that what that guy was doing?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think, like, explicitly later, they interview that guy, and he's like, nice cans.
Is that just a thing guys notice automatically?
Boobies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so. Don't want to speak for everybody.
See, I mean, look at this guy. He's like, you need to shut up, lady. Fine. Look at the tech.
Oh, yeah.
This is so smart. Some National Treasure stuff.
Yeah.
Right here.
This is like the only, like, weird tech. I don't know if this technology actually exists so you could blind cameras like this. But other than that, they just use practical, normal things that could exist. I don't
question it. I just assume that it's real.
I would be irritated if the movie were filled with all kinds of gadgets and gizmos and stuff, but it's really not.
Of course you would. Have you ever seen that many people in a bank before?
I've never been to a bank before.
You millennial. God. This is why we avoid going to banks.
Yeah, this doesn't happen to me when I get on Chase Mobile. I just get my identity stolen.
Right. Small potatoes.
All right, if you're watching this with us, I'm going to presume you've seen the movie. So spoilers, what I'm about to say, that rabbi's working with them. So it's smart. He like stands up to them and gets thrown on the ground. So it's like, it looks pretty non-suspicious.
Very convincing. This whole thing is really smart.
Yes.
With them creating as much confusion as they possibly can.
Yes.
Strip down, change your clothes, and they're all like, what? Why? Makes total sense.
It's great. It's the perfect kind of mystery because you eventually do get an answer at the end that fills in all the blanks of why all these things were being done.
Yes.
Another thing that doesn't happen much in movies anymore is like a satisfying mystery with a satisfying conclusion.
Right. And it's stuff you yourself could have figured out if you were paying enough attention.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Time to get Keith Frazier.
This guy's an interesting character. Just the beat cop guy. He is there through most of the movie. Seems to be a good cop. Right. Seems to be a decent guy. Also a little racist.
See, I don't remember. I haven't seen it in so long. I'll have to reassess.
And here we have the greatest character in cinema history, potentially.
His girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yes. Love her.
He's the only family I got. What?
Can you turn up a little?
Yeah.
Love it. Right in front of his partner.
Yeah.
Great.
This movie is like a lot of the movies that we tend to like, you start liking the characters right away.
Yes. Oh my
Preach.
God. I love yeah, amen, right? Women. I love how he and Clive Owen's character bond over this stuff too.
Yeah.
And Clive Owen helps him
Money
out.
can't buy you love. Thank you, Mr. Bank Robber.
Yes.
I need to avoid breaking my rule I set for you last time with The Mummy and not just quote the movie the whole time.
Yeah.
This is nice too, because like you could, in a normal movie like this, it would just be the cop is trying to stop the robbery.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got personal stakes here.
Right.
Like he's in the doghouse right now for something going on
Right.
with his job, and he's trying to make detective.
Right.
So this is more than just I'm trying to stop people from dying.
We showed up in the middle of his story.
Yeah.
That hat.
Here I come.
This music is good.
Yes. Yeah, I mean the music after
Yeah.
after the opening theme or whatever that was, just,
Yeah.
dramatic and suspenseful.
I have no idea how heists and hostage situations actually work, but I feel like this seems realistic, right?
Yeah.
They've got like the van and they're trying to negotiate.
Mm-hmm. They're immediately establishing a perimeter.
Right. I love the translation stuff later
Yes.
too with the guy, and he's like, "Oh, my ex-wife."
Yeah, it's just a fun movie. It's just a great hangout movie. It's another one of those movies that is just comfort for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's also just it's Spike Lee, so it makes sense. It's a well shot movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like they gave us that great overhead angle with all the cars coming in, and they're doing a great job here. The whole movie takes place on this location, basically. Right. So what we're doing right now is showing you, here's what the space is like.
Right.
See, the overhead shot I'm talking about.
You really think about that stuff, and I don't at all.
Well, I didn't think about it the first time I watched it, But the geography that you get here is really important as the movie goes on. And same thing within the bank as well.
Right.
Yeah, baby.
I kind of forgot. I was like thinking about this movie before I came over. I was like, oh yeah, there's Jodie Foster and Christopher Plummer in it too.
Yes.
That I don't usually think about. I'm like, but they're
very important. Yeah. You got Willem Dafoe in this movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him too.
Speaking of Christopher Plummer.
There he is. Captain Von Trapp.
Can you believe he was working with the Nazis the whole time?
Unbelievable.
I think I remember some interview where they specifically said they wanted him and he wanted to do it because it plays against his established types.
Yeah.
Because I think he has gone down to saying he has grown to hate that role.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He passed away not too long ago, right?
I believe that's right, yeah.
Okay. Oh, shit. They know that I'm a war criminal.
So my favorite, I was saying...
A war profiteer.
Yeah. I was saying Inside Man has a lot of different meanings. He is also the Inside Man. He's the secret additional partner.
Uh-huh.
They have a man on the inside who's going to get them what they want.
Uh-huh.
So here's a question I do have about these situations. These crowds, no way these crowds are formed. Like, who would want to be near this? Some weird looky-loos, I guess.
Weird, yeah.
You wouldn't catch me anywhere close to this.
Me either.
Journalist? Sure.
Yeah. I suppose all of these cynical, hardened city folk are like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Aren't the guns fake?
Yes.
That really cracks me up when we get to the end.
So charismatic.
Very. Look at those big boobs, am I right? Memorable.
Look, that's evolution. That's not me. Take it up with Darwin.
She'll be a good feeder. Evolution.
She's got wide childbearing hips.
Right. What would you do in this situation? Whatever they said.
Yeah.
Same.
Of course I would.
Would you ever be the one that's like, no, I'm not going to let you push us around?
No. I can see, I don't know.
I think I would wet myself and just do whatever the hell they tell me.
Yeah. I've told this story to you and the family many a time, but when I was working as a college professor, we had a development day. So basically you're hanging out, you're doing seminars and learning stuff. We had one where we're in the basement classroom and we're, talking with our department and stuff. And then we hear yelling, like angry, like violent yelling outside. And I got up and immediately headed for the door to go investigate because I didn't really think about it. And then somebody's like, hey, whoa, they're just doing active shooter training next door.
Right.
And so, I've always thought, yeah, I'm just going to play it cool, stay locked down, but that's not what I did.
You were like, I'm going to be a hero.
I don't know.
Step out in the hall.
I wasn't like that. It was more like I feel responsible. Like,
right.
If there are students, if there's something going on, I'd rather say I tried something.
Right. Like, this guy is trying to be a hero.
Yeah. See, that's me. And I'd get my ass beat. This is a really good, funny touch that they add here with his ringtone. Do you remember it?
Oh, no, I don't.
I mean, it's not a funny scene, obviously.
Right. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, gosh.
It's very tense. I remember watching this like, what's going on? Oh.
He's trying to find his number.
That's why they put the bank phones in one bag.
Embarrassing on so many levels.
Yeah. Everyone has a very Nick Cage hand gesture here he does in a second. There it is.
Yep.
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
He's obviously going into this situation like, I'm not going to kill anybody, but I have to be a horrible person for a while to accomplish my end goal.
Yeah.
That would be very difficult, I feel.
I mean, yeah, Clive Owen's not a good guy.
Right. But he's like trying to expose a bad guy.
Kind of.
Right?
He says at the end,
not remembering.
I think at the end he says something specifically like, I'm not going to lie, I did it for the money.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But he makes a bigger point about respect.
But he doesn't feel bad about taking that guy's
Exactly.
money.
Lets the kid keep the game.
The kid's like, I don't want to get beat up. Awkward.
Yeah.
I'm with this lady.
A little clue here. He doesn't shoot her.
Right. I forgot the Steve name variations, too.
Yeah. Stevie, Steve-O.
Uh-huh. It's been robbed. Oh my god.
Technically hasn't been robbed. Maybe the most normal role Willem Dafoe's ever had.
I was gonna say.
He's just a cop.
With insane bone structure. I wish I was that charismatic and commanding.
Mm-hmm. We can't all be Denzel.
I mean, I just wish all my students would be like, whatever you say. But you're right.
Let me ask you this. What do you think of Denzel's mustache in this movie?
I mean, he can pull it off.
Sure.
But he's the only one.
Right. It's not a compliment to the mustache itself.
Right. We've been rewatching Stranger Things. And have you watched all 3 seasons?
No, I've watched season 1. No, I watched season 1 and 2. Well,
Billy Hargrove is like, he's got like the mullet and the dirt stash, and it's just disgusting. It's all so bad. Just a really bad look.
But does he pull it off?
No.
Is there any pulling that look off? But he's supposed to be a butthole, though, right?
Yeah,
and that's the whole point.
Yeah, he is. They do lots of like close-ups of his butt and his jeans and everything. Because he's supposed to be hot. And 80s hot, you know?
Right.
Is this guy with them?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is his plan to get out. He's not really having a heart attack.
Oh.
When you're watching this, you don't know what they're going to do. They're just going to go kill him?
Right. It's interesting, like, I've been listening to this podcast called You're Wrong About. This is a plug. It's a great podcast. And it's about, like, events in recent history that people misremember. Mm-hmm. And they talk a lot about how memory is not reliable at all. So it's like, in this situation, what would you remember?
Especially like so little details.
Yeah, exactly. All the accounts are like slightly different.
Yeah.
Like, how much can you rely on somebody's eyewitness account?
And that's what this scene, you're going to get a lot of these. The
Right.
little grainy flash forwards, not even flashbacks,
Right.
to interviewing the hostages afterwards, which the first time it happens, you're like, what is happening?
Yeah, exactly.
But that becomes very important. They're cross-checking everybody's stories to see who the actual perpetrators were. And that's part of their point, is that none of it doesn't line up.
Makes sense. Yeah. Some on purpose, and some because you just can't rely on people who are freaking out to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Time to dig the shithole.
Mm-hmm.
What?
They look at the safe deposit boxes. Yeah. Some Dells, though. Hell yeah.
Love a good Dell.
Jodie Foster is great in this movie.
Yeah, she is. Look at this place. This is something I appreciate now as an adult watching it. Like, wow, look at her place. It's beautifully done.
Do you know who this guy is in the logic of the movie?
No.
He's talking about his uncle. Hasn't seen him in 9 years. This is Osama bin Laden's nephew.
Oh my gosh, I never put that together.
She says at the end of the movie, when she's talking to Christopher Plummer, she's like, I'd love to judge you, but I need to find Osama bin Laden's nephew a place on Broadway or whatever it is. And this is the meeting that she's referring to.
Oh my gosh.
So this is a post 2001, so post 9/11 movie, and you can feel its influences here and there. But I like that it's not smacking you over the head with all that.
Yeah, I never picked up on it, but I probably didn't know who that was when I watched it the first time.
I mean, it's not actually his nephew.
Well,
but
obviously. I mean,
they don't make it clear at the
Osama
beginning.
bin Laden, I wasn't ever thinking about that guy,
right.
so. Should have called Liam Neeson, am I right?
I definitely buy her as a cutthroat cleaner. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the power pony.
All these actors are great in the interviews. It feels very naturalistic.
And the first time it's like, why is he being so horrible to these people?
Right. To Nicola. Wait for it. It's great. No one's holding grudges here.
What?
No one's holding grudges here.
Right.
Another thing with those interviews is that it's great for rewatching because some of those people being interviewed are perpetrators.
Yes, yeah. I think I know who's who. The last guy was.
Yes.
Yes.
The kid.
Yes. I forgot about the rabbi, though, till you mentioned him.
Well, he's obviously never in the painter suits. I don't know why he's in the bank at the time. Because he's just their inside information, I think, is how I interpret it. He's the one who turned them on to this.
Oh, I see.
But I don't know.
You're the big dick.
Establish dominance.
Yes. Show your teeth. Look how classy she is.
I know. This is great dialogue because it makes sense she's saying this. And she's also explaining to us a bit of what's going on.
Look at her bag. It's a beautiful bag.
See, now there's something I would not have noticed. I do notice the shoes.
Yeah, that bag has been in style for years now.
Is that like a staple? Just
Yes.
always in?
The Birkin bag, I think.
Look at this long shot.
Mm-hmm.
This movie's great. It's a very not flashy long shot, too.
Yeah. Why do you think he leapt to the conclusion that they're specifically after what's in his box and not just robbing the bank?
I don't know if he did, because he's basically telling her now, like, it might be no big deal at all.
Okay.
Like, if they're just robbing the bank, stealing money, it's fine.
Right.
He's telling her, just need this one thing.
Uh-huh.
Subtle shot. Had the Statue of Liberty out of focus in the background there.
I literally am not ever paying attention to the background. It
Again,
was very small, of course.
Very small and blurry. This is amazing.
Yeah.
They spend so much time doing you don't know what the hell.
What?
It's like, okay, they're tunneling through to get somewhere.
They're getting out that way. No. Perfectly planned painting.
We never leave until the job is done. That's a little cocky.
Yeah. Look at him. Oh.
But, you know, that's just a great little Easter egg.
Yes. Spoiler. No prints anywhere. I love this lady.
Yes. Everybody's good.
Yeah.
Mask on, very responsible.
Yes. Before it was even cool. What is he thinking? What is he doing?
It's just meticulous. It's not time yet.
He thinks it doesn't feel right either.
Yeah, they're like parallels of each other.
Yeah, right.
What's his name? Dorado from
Galaxy Quest. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I think he's in this movie. He's in a wheelchair.
Oh, really?
I think so. Don't focus on it. They don't.
Right.
It's.
I wouldn't have
he's
known.
just. Yeah, I think so. We'll see. These scenes are just fun.
They are. So, like, they're going to attack this old woman and be like... It's a very scary interrogation room, too.
Yeah.
I love this.
I do too. You sure? So this guy and the subsequent talks with him is another example of post 9/11, but not making a huge deal of things.
Yes. Right. Oh, and then there's like the turban fight
Yes.
where they want him to take... Okay, yeah. He has beautiful hair.
Yeah, absolutely. And that beard, my God.
What was it? I don't even remember.
So I believe they wrote a message on there.
Okay.
But it's also plays a big role later. All made up, I'm just
so
imagining.
full of shit. Is this shit real? This shit really happens?
Yeah, I imagine so. So what'd she do for him?
Right. Covered up a few mistresses, no doubt.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
I think he's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, don't know for sure what's realistic here, but it feels like they did a good amount of research.
Right. There's a bunch of cops just sitting in here, too. Like,
yeah. Just like
drinking coffee.
eating croissants.
Having some breakfast.
I mean, if they've been here for hours, there's nothing you can do.
I guess that might be a super boring job until it isn't.
Yeah.
This is the note.
Yes. They put it on the, I don't even know what it is, top of some metal case or something. It looks like a metal case with a lock.
Ooh, he's sweating, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
White men. Talk to you later.
Nobody knows what to do with an old guy who seems kind of senile. I'll just wait right here. I'll be really quiet, I swear.
I wonder if this was a set.
I don't know. I mean, would they be able to close down this much for
as much as they needed to shoot?
Yeah, for the entire movie.
I'm just, because it's like, you never see past a certain height.
Right.
So I'm wondering if this is just a big set. I want to be the person who delivers the food in these situations.
I don't. She's so smart. That's gonna come in handy.
This is all kinds of great setups and payoffs.
Did she say Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay. That had to be like the beginning of Amazon, right? When did Amazon become a thing?
I think 1994.
You just pull that out of your butt.
So this is the kid we saw earlier who looked roughed up. How'd he get roughed up?
So in the beginning, they were like, okay, you have to start something and you have to start something.
Right.
Got to make sure they're scared and that they remember you getting beat up.
Right. Which is great because they beat up some of their own and then they beat up some other innocent people.
Right.
This is pretty convincing.
Mm-hmm, very.
She's like, get off me.
Seriously.
You go get beat up. Very small there. Whereas, like, he just looks at him and waits to be punched. But, you know, you can write off
You wouldn't think at the time.
Co-conspirator. Yeah.
Shaking. Oh my god, I relate so much to that because it's like questioning a kid in the hallway at school. It's like, I know you did this, don't lie. And they're like, I didn't say that, no way. It's like, God, just admit it.
Confess.
I feel like a police interrogator half the time. And we always try to use the tactic of, okay, so I know you said this. Why did you say it? To see if they'll be like, well, because. Yeah. And then they've just already admitted
presume their guilt.
Yeah.
Smart.
When we're reasonably sure of it anyway.
You are a cop.
And I know. One time,
evidence.
This kid wrote fuck on the back of their paper. And she brought it up to me. And she was like, someone wrote this on my paper. And I was like, somebody else wrote that? And she was like, yes, it was on the back. And so I had her and her whole group come with me to the cafeteria, and I had them all write the duck flies over the pond, and I compared her effing U and CK, and it was obviously her. Like, you can look and see.
The bullet rifling matches perfectly.
Like, you see, you wrote this, and she was like, I don't know why I did it, and I was like,
I don't either.
Oh my god.
You just want attention?
But she was like thinking so far ahead. She's like, I'm going to go up there and tell her that it's there and that it wasn't me before she discovers it when I turn it in. I felt so triumphant and successful, but also so very mad that day.
So much work for that. So now they're getting some weird language coming back through.
Yes.
Which we now know, having watched this, doesn't track with what we're seeing.
Right.
Okay, so now we're getting a little bit more of their plan.
Mm-hmm.
So they're moving around room to room.
Confusion. Chaos.
Now I have a question here, and I don't have a good answer. So now they're wearing the blue painter's outfits. Oh, maybe this does make sense. They showed up in the white painter's outfits. And now they're thinking...
They changed.
Okay.
Boobs!
And she's exposing cleavage even in this hostage situation. I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's so smart.
Yep. It's very random.
Mm-hmm. This is COVID. Masks on!
Oh, shit. That's also a little clue. Like, why would, if he's a horrible, like, potential murderer...
and he hit her in the head.
Why is he concerned?
Why would he say, oops?
All right, so here's what I was referring to earlier.
Okay. The male gaze.
Yes.
I love this part, too.
Yeah.
Where they're doing it for the investigation, supposedly. His facial expressions.
Asshole.
Boobs.
Yes.
You see it right there?
Yeah. To even you are like...
But they're really putting them on display for a reason.
Yes, it matters for the plot.
Mm-hmm.
One of these two,
It's
the
not
cops know at the end of it, the cops
boobs.
know one of these two women
Right.
is...
Has to be, but
yeah.
nobody could tell them who.
Because they saw both of them.
Right.
They're both hostages. Right. Maybe.
Smart. You can get a cab, though. Good thing we got all those looky-loos, am I right?
Even they're important.
Mm-hmm.
I love just the clever things that everybody's doing in this.
Parking tickets. She wants them to pay her parking tickets, too, doesn't she? Albanian.
I didn't say I spoke Albanian. Good question.
He's probably in on it, too. Am I right?
Yeah, it could be.
No prints.
It's undeniable.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
He's
Which
in a
I guess
wheelchair.
is the point.
Yeah, that is the point. He's just
He's
incidentally...
just a person in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's what I like about...
Yeah.
Well, one of the many things I like about this movie. Some good characterization here. This scene's totally unnecessary.
Right.
But it shows you this guy is not heartless.
Right.
He's not a total monster. Also, they sit on this bundles of money. Like
it's nothing.
Right.
Like it's not their goal.
Right.
I don't know about big banks like this, but the bank I worked in did not have this amount of cash in it. Honestly, it's like it was inside the safe was all lockboxes and a much smaller safe with money in it. But that was a very small rural bank.
Yeah, like a bundle like that. That's so much money.
That's crazy.
Like you think about like cases of money in movies and stuff. Like $100,000, not that.
It's not a big
No.
amount of money. Yeah. I'm choking.
I gotta talk to your dad about this game.
This is cool on a podcast, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. Your listeners like this.
This is real, people.
Yeah.
This is as real as it gets.
I choked on my barefoot wine.
That's what's up.
How sweet.
I've always thought of that as just a way to transition between the last, to show there's some time passed between when this guy said it's Albanian and
And they've gotten their pizzas now.
Right. What does he want?
Because they've still not spoken to each other.
No.
Right?
Wah, wah.
Just staring at the money.
I mean, they've got time to kill as well.
Yeah.
What's up, babe?
She's been in like 5 different places at this point
Yeah.
as a hostage and digging out the hole and standing guard. That's ballsy.
I like that she brings them in a gift bag.
That's a shitload of parking tickets. I want to give off this energy in my life.
Do you?
Yes, I love it. Denzel has no effect on her.
I guess, yeah, who wouldn't want that?
I mean, she's very self-possessed, don't you feel?
Yeah.
Still so relevant.
Yeah. We'll see, she says.
Right. What's going on?
Time to eat some pizza.
So much confusion for the viewer.
Mm-hmm. This is the stuff that modern movies are good at, is establishing a mystery, making you go, what's going on?
Right.
The thing they're bad at is giving an answer that makes you go,
Oh, I should have seen that. I know, I always think of the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, where it's like,
hate that
you
movie.
know, at the end I was expecting them to point out all of the things I missed, and it was just like him realizing something you never could have arrived at
Ever.
yourself. Yeah.
He has a magic
Absolutely
potion that
insane.
makes him seem dead.
Right.
What?
So it's like, oh, that's not fair.
No.
Sherlock Holmes is supposed to be like, well, if you had noticed what I noticed,
Right, exactly.
you would have gotten it too.
Right. And that's what makes Sherlock Holmes cool, is that
So,
he notices
yeah,
those
exactly.
things. Fucking Encyclopedia Brown did a better job than the Sherlock
Right,
Holmes with
yeah.
Downey. See, this is interesting, too. Because at this point in the movie, they're now showing you who the perps are. Like,
Yes,
you know it's that
true.
girl now. That's not the point.
Yeah.
But then you're sitting here and you're like,
Yeah.
what? What is
They're
happening?
interrogating them later, like, how did they not know? Well,
Drip check. I forget what's happening now. Oh, he's talking to Jodie Foster.
yes. And that's the mayor, is that right?
Yes. That tiny little handshake.
Yes. It's almost like a kiss my hand if you'd like.
Yeah.
I would also like to give off Madeline White energy
Yeah,
in the world.
definitely. I love his response to this. Multiple times in this movie, like earlier when Arthur Case came onto the van, where our characters are kind of like joking, like, he wants a jet, you know, like, why don't you just raise my pay grade? And the higher powers are like, okay, we could do that. Yeah. It's like, wasn't serious.
Yeah, but you can?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. You can and you haven't? It's like, yeah, that was funny. I know. So much bluffing.
It is. He's got the King George from Hamilton dead-eye stare.
I was going to say, Mr. Potato Head, angry eyes. Very scary.
Mm-hmm. That's good, too. Don't I sound calm? You do sound calm. Mm-hmm. Why is he so calm?
Doesn't check out.
Now, we were talking over it at the beginning of the movie, but he has the opening monologue, Clive Owen's character does, where he says, here's what I executed, the perfect bank robbery, which is it's like, what a great promise for the movie. And they deliver. That's the crazy thing.
Yes.
It's like, it does feel like, wow, that was perfect.
It was great. I don't appreciate it until I've watched it again. Now I'm like, wow, it is really good. What other movie compares? What other bank robbery movies?
I need to go watch some classic ones, because there's like Dog Day Afternoon is like the classic
I've never seen that.
bank robbery. Ocean's 11, I think, is a fantastic heist movie.
It is great.
And we come back to that, like, what are they doing?
Yes, still digging. These are just great. These little interrogations.
I mentioned already, Chiwetel Ejiofor is wild. The range that he has is wild. The operative in Serenity, the Firefly movie.
Oh, yeah.
He's so scary and good.
I need to watch that again, too. Put that on your list. That's a good movie. Okay. Or in Doctor Strange, he's also really good.
That's true, too. Also a different kind of role.
Mm-hmm. Very, disenchanted.
Mm-hmm.
bugged them.
Yes.
Right? So he
yes.
can hear them talking through this whole
Yes.
thing.
So that metal plate that he gave them has the bug
Right.
on it.
He's like, all right.
The funny thing to me is that either answer they gave, he would have accepted it.
Right, exactly. That's true. I didn't think about that.
Because he's just trying to buy time.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Now for us, it's real tense. Like, he almost messed up the question.
Yes.
That's also a clue. He says send sandwiches so that they...
Oh, yes.
He heard them talking about sandwiches versus pizza. Love this.
And he's listening to all of this.
Yeah. Sandwiches. It's a great thing about this movie is like all these little moments for no specific reason.
So many moving parts.
So one of our perps here is the rabbi about war crimes reparations.
Ah.
That's how he knows.
Oh, I see.
We're like, what? Yes.
Such a smooth talker. It's with the red balloon back there.
Pennywise.
Mm-hmm.
This is very intentional. This scene here behind them is this mural we will never forget.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know what to make of it. It's just like lurking in the background, basically, constantly, is September 11th. Again, it's never in the forefront. Never
true.
really.
What year is this?
Good question. It'll be on the title, but so it would have been in high school around senior year. I want to say 2005, 2006,
Okay,
something
so
like
they probably
that.
would have started making it shortly after.
Yeah.
September 11th.
Well, and also, like, there's plenty of movies in the immediate aftermath that are much more explicit, where it's like, oh, yes, okay.
So he probably predicted that something like this would happen.
Mm-hmm. There's a Statue of Liberty again!
Oh my gosh! What does it mean?
This is rich for literary criticism.
This means they're in New York.
Very
That
nice.
was me in all my English classes. Don't ever come close to extrapolation. Just, that's what I read. That's what was in the book.
That's fine. I think it's important, 1 second here, just talking about literary criticism. I think it's important to not lose sight of that as you do.
I agree.
Is to enjoy it as a piece of work.
I agree.
It's why I think James Joyce's Ulysses sucks ass, because it's so pretentious and like not at all enjoyable in and of itself.
Right.
I'm sure some people do enjoy it, but
They say they do, but do they really?
yeah.
How could any of us presume to know what many of those authors really wanted you to get from a book.
That's the intentional fallacy, is thinking that the author's intention matters.
Exactly. Scurry.
Oh, God.
Time for a little snack. This shouldn't be in front of me.
No.
Don't you love Clive Owen's voice?
Oh, yeah.
It's very soothing to the ears.
He's a great choice because you're just looking at his mask for most of the movie.
Here it is.
Now we get... What a shot.
That's cool. Bankers, all corrupt, am I right?
Another cool thing about this movie, it's giving us a lot of the information. The mystery still isn't solved. Like, there's still so much to learn, but it's not shy about doling out some information to you.
Well, shit. Seems like a facetious answer, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. But we don't.
No.
She's so full of shit.
Yeah. Crispy dialogue.
Mm-hmm. I know I've stopped commentating because I'm just watching the movie now.
This great slow push zoom here.
Ooh. Two very intense people.
Oh, yeah. the kids in on it. Spoilers.
Definitely. Waiting for them to say, "Did you rob the bank?" He just summed it all up right there.
So there's a little tiny hint there that'll connect later. He says, "Do you want some gum?" Later they open up one safe deposit box. There's some gum in there. And also Clive Owen, I think, earlier just offers him some gum. Just as a way to establish, like, this is me.
Mm-hmm.
Good question. He does know that.
Mm-hmm.
This is great in the movie. It's like you think you're starting to figure it out. Okay, he doesn't really want a plane.
Right.
Great. Dialogue is great.
Hearing all of this,
Yeah.
too.
Dialogue feels perfectly natural, but is like telling us what's going on.
So he's thinking, oh, they figured out that piece of it.
Right.
What?
Love the music cue they use in here. Just two brilliant people just trying to figure each other out.
Sizing each other up. Ugh. Could you ever do a job like this?
No. No. Like I said, I wanted to deliver the food, basically, in this position.
I would be
I'm a
a
hostage
rubbernecker
pizza.
on the street. Like, what's going on in there?
Are you a rubbernecker in real life?
Definitely.
Really?
For sure.
I can't believe that.
I like to hear about some spilled tea just as much as the next person. Gum?
Feels very out of place.
Yeah, very.
And is intentionally so.
Very, yeah.
He's saying to him, here's my calling card for later.
Uh-huh.
It's like a very methodical plan, the bank robbery, and also a very methodical movie. Like, nothing is wasted in here.
Uh-huh. Doors on doors.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to get a count of just how many people are there.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if they just threw some of these people in here.
Right.
Perp.
Uh-huh.
Perp.
Oh, there's your movie.
Mm-hmm.
How old is Dog Day Afternoon?
I think it's in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
It's an old movie.
Sport.
What you were talking about earlier?
Oh. Bet Clive Owen didn't predict that. Did we ever learn his name?
No. Well, no. He says at the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
He says his name.
Ooh, he was so close.
But he's right. He has the right idea.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh shit.
He's like,
first thing that hasn't gone to plan.
That is not the kind of cop I thought I was going to deal with.
first uncertainty we've seen.
Right.
In the robbers.
It's quite a risk to take.
Yeah, for sure. He's totally right, which makes the next part all the more baffling.
Uh-huh. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, imagine how guilty he feels right now.
Mm-hmm. No,
This
they're
is
very
an interesting.
Yeah, very distinct stylistic choice. I like it.
Mm-hmm. He likes him. You totally get that impression.
Yeah. He respects him. That
Right.
pays off later.
Right. Yes. That's a good way to end the movie, I feel.
Yeah. It's just ultimately satisfying.
Yeah.
The robbers pull it off.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything bad, really.
Right. Nobody died or anything.
They
Exposed.
knock off, a real shithead
Uh-huh.
of a human being.
Right.
The detective figures out the mystery.
Yes.
And
Gets to
the actual guilty party is
yes,
held responsible.
Hold them responsible. Powerful people responsible, which never happens.
Yeah.
And he gets girl
rewarded.
with diamond.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck. Well, it's just you and me now. The low point of the movie. A hostage is dead. Fraser's off the case. Joel Ejiofor is going to throw his coffee on the ground. Why did they get Willem Dafoe for this? He's fine. Don't get me wrong. Perfectly good in the role. But it's just such overkill. Just normal cop. Is he just friends with Spike Lee? The homies. That light racism floating around. This scene is cool. Imagining what this assault will be like. This movie's got a lot going on. Flash forwards into future interviews. Alternate realities of what might happen. Welcome back.
What did I miss?
So they're getting ready to do their siege on the bank, and they're imagining, they're planning, and they're imagining how it's going to go. which is why it's so heightened and ridiculous.
Right. I wonder how much time has passed since...
It seems like it's nightfall, and it's going to be the next day. So
Okay.
basically 24 hours.
Okay.
And almost all of it was used to dig a hole.
Right. A shithole, to be precise.
This is me and Samantha's favorite line in the entire movie.
Yes. Yes. I love it. Shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Detective Keith Frazier. Yes. So from a literary perspective, this cop is interesting to me.
Why?
He starts the movie off. He's the first person to encounter him. Seems like a general, normal, good guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he just drops a racial slur.
Uh-huh.
Almost dropped another one.
Uh-huh.
And obviously there's a plot point to him being there.
So it's just kind of like also nobody's good or bad. It's like this guy
that's true.
is a decent cop, but he also is racist.
Right. Keith Frazier's obviously doing the right thing. He's also taking a bribe, essentially.
Right.
Clive Owen is an actual bank robber, but is not killing anybody. He's hurting some people.
But he's getting his, as the kid would say.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to get paid. So they knew this would be the end game. They just didn't know when.
Right. They needed to buy enough time to get prepared, and then after that, doesn't really matter.
Right.
Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this happens before they can even go in, which,
Right.
makes sense.
Right. Always be one step ahead.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty minimal reaction to something crazy.
Yeah, like what are they assuming that everybody's dead? Like a bomb went off and everyone's dead? Are these rubber bullets?
Yeah. So when they were planning, they were like, we should use rubber bullets because we don't know who are perps and who are hostages.
This is when you really see, oh, okay. They're really confusing everybody.
Right.
The viewer, the police, each other. As a hostage, I would be pretty indignant to be cuffed as soon as I got out and questioned.
I mean, what are they going to do?
That just makes for a really shitty day.
Yeah. This also
terrorized at the bank, and then the police terrorized me later.
Also plays into their plans, though, because there
Right.
are people that they're going to interview them, and they're like, I work at the bank, you know, and they're indignant and screaming.
Uh-huh.
That's how I would feel.
There's so many.
Now this, I love all of this movie. I love going into the bank and seeing the aftermath and like getting all kinds of extra clues.
Uh-huh. Oh, the music is good too. I forgot about the trumpet. This is when I think, okay, the movie's about over.
There's like a half hour left.
Yeah.
It's like Clive Owen said, this ain't a bank robbery.
Yeah.
I want one of those shields.
Have to come in handy when you walk the dog.
Oh, yeah. That's the truth. I always carry a stick now when I walk.
Yeah, she's such a little shit.
She's the worst. Do you think Pepsi paid to have their vending machines in the movie?
Surely they did.
That's the best kind of product placement. It's like a vending machine.
Yeah, makes sense.
You need it in there to make it realistic.
Seems like a really confusing bank, too.
Very labyrinthine.
Yeah, so many rooms connected to each other, and then...
Yeah. I mean, I think that works, that it's confusing, because we're basically seeing it from the hostage's perspective of, like, where am I?
And it's like, that room was important, but they didn't find anything in it.
Well, they did find something. We're wondering what's in those bags.
Oh, true. What?
No tunnels.
So true.
So now the interviews make sense.
Uh-huh.
You just dump all those phones on the floor.
Looked like it. Imagine finding that and being like, oh my god, we could have gotten them out.
I love these sets. So detailed.
Exactly.
Again, like long takes that are not flashy, but just good.
He was proved right. You know, he's like, I knew it. I knew that wasn't it.
He was correct.
Yeah.
That's why Clive Owen's like, send somebody else. You're too smart.
Exactly. Saw the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Were we supposed to think it was like the rubble from the hole?
I think it's just like, you see that and you're like, what's going on? You know something's going on in this room. But you see those bags, you're like, okay, what's in the bags?
Right.
Just the clothes.
Right. It's a good shot, too.
Mm-hmm. I need to research this. I am very curious if this is just a big set right here. I feel like it is.
Yes.
Fake name.
All the hostages make it easy.
Yeah. I don't blame that guy.
Exactly.
Now here's something you were talking about, like procedure and stuff. I don't think that they would do. All your hostages you put on the bus so they can talk to each other.
Right.
Don't think they would do that. And there we get a convenient shot of all of our perps in a row. Doesn't really make sense, but whatever.
But they're good actors. That's what you know when you look at them. I guess that is true. They wouldn't put them on the same bus because it's like when you're looking at a lineup or whatever, they don't let the same witnesses meet ever in case.
And you wouldn't want them to be talking to each other.
Exactly.
Now, granted, they've been sitting together for a day, so
true.
Can't really get around that. This is great. I love the interspersing of all the interviews. It's a great touch anyway. But now we can just jump right into, okay, it's over.
Now what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wondered about that cough. Did they intentionally put that in?
Ad-libbed?
It's good.
It was good. Realistic. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people that were watching from the street.
They never get into this, but So, okay. So my read on this is that this guy, his boss, is in on it with the mayor, and it's like he's saying bury it because that's what Arthur Case wants. Just leave it behind.
Gotcha.
That's why he's like, he's basically saying like the deal paid off, the case is gone.
Right.
He doesn't renounce him.
The white suit.
Mm-hmm.
So nice.
See, she says, weren't you told to bear this? So she knows that.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh! Got her over a barrel. Doesn't it make you want to get one of those pins?
Oh, yeah.
Dirty money.
Mm-hmm.
I like the bow tie, too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, I like the bow tie.
The city needs you.
Movie shot so well. I want to get my hair cut at a place where I have to go through a back room.
Right? Such a weird idea. My haircut's under the table.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't believe I know you. That's from Sound of Music. She has attached earlobes. We were arguing about that the other night. I guess Ted's parents were watching a crime drama and they couldn't identify the body, but he was like sure that it wasn't his wife or something because her earlobes were unattached. And Ted's dad was like, who knows if their spouse's earlobes are attached or unattached? And Lisa was like, well, I know yours are unattached. And
Clearly you don't know me at all.
Ted and I were arguing about if ours were attached or unattached. And he was like, my mom says they're attached. And I was like, they're not. They're unattached.
During this scene.
I just noticed her earrings, and they're very clearly attached earlobes. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, there's not any kind of lobe there.
No. Unambiguous.
And that guy's a war profiteer. Don't know if you know that.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know.
With detached earlobes.
Yeah, they are detached.
What? Wow.
That's my job.
Oh, yeah. If you pay enough, absolutely.
so good.
Uh-huh.
Because you get the full picture now of how she does business.
Uh-huh.
Like, she called in the mayor for a favor for something.
Webs.
Something like this. She just knows things about people.
Yes. Dalton Russell.
Although, ironically, he is repeating himself.
Hope he's got some dude wipes to wipe himself down with.
Something.
Yeah. 'Cause gross. He should have put that one in Keith Fraser's pocket.
Jeez. She just sunk straight to the bottom. So he's saying I did it for money and because you just find satisfaction in doing it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God, every time I watch this part where he just walks up, I'm like, my heart would be pounding 1,000,000 miles an hour walking out of there.
Mm-hmm. How awful would it be? Did all this, and then some employee comes down here for a copy paper.
Who the hell are you? Where'd you come from?
Seal up this makeshift toilet room. Well, that's not a set. Was it all on location?
It's a set. That's a set. Come on.
This is a street.
No way.
But maybe the bank is a set.
It's Hollywood magic.
He's in on it too.
Fucking rabbi?
Uh-oh.
He's like, I'm gonna do it. Ballsy.
Yeah, I guess he's like, if they're here to arrest me, I'm getting arrested.
Yeah.
I've got a backup plan.
What's his backup plan?
He's got blackmail on Arthur Case.
Oh. That's true. Does nobody wonder why he has these bags?
See, I like that little touch.
Like,
she looks at him, she's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this guy? Why does he smell like ass?
How much time has passed, do you think?
Good question. It would have to be days and days to clear, like, crime scene investigation stuff.
Never smile. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Ah.
I always like that line.
So it was probably more personal for the rabbi who studied all of this and knew about it.
Yeah.
Product placement. Juicy fruit.
Match up the handwriting.
I could do that. Easy. That would be a cool job for me. Like, in the lab, matching up handwriting samples or reading the DNA. I don't want to be on the scene or anything like that.
You never know, though, when you're going to get involved.
Ugh.
Devil's Teardrop. Jeffrey
Devil's
Deaver.
Teardrop. I never read that.
That's a good one.
Classy.
Oh, yeah.
Crystal. Day drinking. So shameful.
I've done well. An Arthur case. I've got a case. Illuminati?
Oh, shit. Freemasons.
Very similar to their interviews with the hostages.
Uh-huh.
Did you do this robbery?
Steve.
Steve-O?
Steve-O?
Oh.
Don't you want to uncover a mystery
I
like
do.
that?
I really
It would be
do.
so cool.
That's why murder mysteries are fun to play.
Yes, it's true. Did you ever read any Agatha Christie?
No, I didn't.
Oh. You should read And Then There Were None. It's a 10-person party on an island.
Ooh.
And it's another name for it is 10 Little Indians. And they all end up dead and you don't know who is the murderer. It's really good. It's like the OG murder mystery party.
In a second, they're going to show a close-up of Chiwetel Ejiofor that I really like.
Okay. Shame, shame. I know your name. That's what he's thinking. Oh, I love this. They're like, yeah, we did it!
Yeah.
Makes them so relatable.
Can I have your hat? No, get your own.
Click. Bye. I would love it if you just started eating some of the food.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. This is her brother.
Uh-huh.
It's got some definite, like, film noir vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the music and the...
Music, the shadows,
Yeah.
the hat. Wow, 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 wow.
Hardworking detective getting home after a long day.
Yes.
Frasier with a Z.
Detective first grade. Keith.
Frasier. Yes.
Gun safety is important, everybody.
Yes. Check your pockets. That's a diamond right there.
Oh, yeah.
Putting it together. Brilliant! So good.
Sing along, everybody. I forgot they did some little behind-the-scenes stuff. What a cast!
Such a good cast. It's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. So well written.
Trying to remember if there's anything extra that gets shown at the end of this.
I don't know if I've ever watched past this. Parking tickets. Did you rob the bank?
This guy gets a credit. Lemon. This guy's been in everything.
No kidding.
That's it. Okay.
Woo!
Fantastic.
Players, it said. Not cast. Players.
Like it's a play.
Interesting.
Well, thanks for joining us. At this point, the commentary track is out, so that means our discussion is already out as well. So if by some miracle you've listened to this and haven't heard our discussion, go check that out.
Great discussion. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was super good, I'm sure. All right, well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.